Yes, ma'am. Good morning. So we are going to discuss about the law of reflection. Law of reflection on the basis of Huygens wave theory. Wave theory. Yes. So this is our concept, and we have to discuss about law of reflection. Already one time in previous class we have discussed, but it is important, so that's why I am repeating again. Okay, sir. So we know what is reflection. Reflection is nothing but when a ray of light falls on a surface, it will bounce back. Okay, that phenomena we call it as reflection. And in reflection, two laws are there. One is first law, that is angle of incident is equal to angle of reflection, and second law is incident ray, reflected ray, and normal all lies in same plane. Okay, these two laws we have to prove by using Huygens wave theory. That means by using wavefronts we should prove now. Okay, and we know about wavefront that let us imagine there is a plane wavefront. Let us imagine this AB is a plane wavefront. Then the ray of light for this plane wavefront should be drawn like this. This is a ray of light. That means the angle between plane wavefront and the ray of light is always 90 degrees angle together. This is very important property here. Wavefront is AB, plane wavefront, one line. This line I am taking it as wavefront. Then for this wavefront, if you want to draw a ray, then how you have to draw? You should draw perpendicularly for that wavefront. You should draw the line. Then that lines are called as ray of light. Okay? Yeah. So now let us discuss about this according to law of reflection. Okay? Yeah. Now let us suppose there is one plane surface. X, Y, I am giving one plane surface is there. Reflecting surface the two. One reflecting plane surface is there. Okay? Yes. Now on this reflecting plane surface, let us imagine one wavefront is coming. This just what I am showing, this wavefront. So if you take like this, definitely it will reflect back like this. When ray falls on a mirror normally, then normally it will reflect back. Angle of incident, angle of reflection we cannot measure. So that's why what we will do, if I incident a ray of light somewhat obliquely, then I can measure incident ray and reflected ray. So for that purpose, I am making my wavefront. This is a wavefront, plane wavefront. So this plane wavefront and this plane wavefront, it is perpendicular to the board. So for this board, it is like this. This surface also perpendicular to the board, like this. Okay, plane surface is also perpendicular to the board, and this wavefront is also perpendicular to the board. Let us imagine a wavefront is incident on this mirror. AB is the wavefront here like this. Here, AB is a plane wavefront which is incident on this plane mirror like this. Okay. Now for this plane wavefront AB, if I want to draw the rays of light, okay, how I can draw? So rays of light should be like this. Perpendicular. Yes. This angle should be 90 degrees now. Okay? And this is also ray of light. This angle should be 90 degrees. Okay? And let us imagine this is some extended. I will extend. Later I will show you what is that. Okay? Now I have to measure angle of incident and angular reflection. Main thing. Okay? So that's why what I do, where this wavefront AB is incident, at this point I am drawing a normal. Okay, this is a normal. Clear? Yes. And we know that this is incident ray for this wavefront. That means this incident ray makes some angle with the normal, and that angle we call it as angle of incident. Clear? Yes. Now see concept about these angles we will discuss later. Now wavefront is coming like this. So first, which point will touches this bottom point? That is A point will touch the plane surface. Okay. Now point B is still not touched. Now to touch this point B, these rays of light they are traveling with the speed of light. No? Yes. Wavefront is nothing but light rays. They travel with speed of light. Now within a time t, they will travel some distance. So with that distance, if you draw one wavefront here like this, if you draw one wavefront here like this, so this distance I am taking it as CT distance. If you draw one wavefront, now this wavefront touches this plane surface, this wavefront touches this plane surface after a time of t seconds by traveling a distance of CT. Okay, now AB is a wavefront. Now when point B touches B, then what will happen? Point A also will move. Yes or no? Yes. So when point B touches B, point B touches this surface, point B will reflect like this. No? Yes. Now how much point B will reflect? Same distance, because this ray will travel at same speed, then in same time this point A also travels a distance of CT, and with that CT, if you draw one more wavefront here, then at this point, this is the reflected ray, and from this point, if you draw one wavefront, yes, it will be like this. Okay? Clear? Yeah. Now, this distance is also CT now, because when A dash I am taking, this is B dash I am taking, okay? Otherwise, this is B dash, this is A dash. Your wish, whatever you want, okay? When B travels to B dash, it is traveling distance of CT. Then at the same time, A will travel distance of CT. This point A will travel, reflect back, and travels a distance of CT. And we know that this is a reflected ray, this angle is 90 degrees, we know. Clear? Yes. And this angle is also 90 degrees, we know. This is the incident ray for this surface, and this reflected ray. So this ray makes an angle of 90 degrees with the wavefront. This is the reflected wavefront, and this is the incident wavefront. Correct? Yes. Now, see. So for this wavefront, this ray is incident here, and then it will reflect back like this. It will reflect back. These two rays should be parallel. These two rays should be parallel. Okay? This ray is reflecting like this, and this ray is reflecting like this, so that this wavefront it is reflecting like this. Okay, na? Yes. Now, see, we know that here at this point of contact, if you draw one normal here, and this angle will be our angle of reflection. Yes or no? Yes. With this normal, this is the reflected ray. This is reflected ray. Reflected ray makes an angle of 90 degrees. Angle of R with the normal. No? Yes. And see here. See here. This is the wavefront, correct? And this is the ray of light. Then what is the angle between these two? Angle between these two is 90 degrees. Yes or no? Yes. This is the wavefront. And this is the ray of light. Angle between these two should be 90 degrees, because always ray of light is perpendicular to the wavefront. That means this angle over here, this angle is 90 minus R. Correct? Yes. This total is 90. If this is R, then this will be 90 minus R. Okay. And one more point we know that this is the normal. This is the normal for this plane surface. Correct? Yes. This is the normal for this plane surface. Now, this total angle is 90 degrees. We know this total angle is 90 degrees. And this angle is 90 minus R. Then what will be this angle? This angle should be R. So that 90 minus R plus R will be 80. Yes. Okay? That means what I am showing you here is angle A dash, B dash, A is R. Angle A dash, B dash, A is R degrees. Okay, na? This you should explain in words, na? Then they'll give full marks. 3 marks for studies. Next, this is incident angle. Okay, now this is the wavefront. This is the wavefront. Correct? Yes. And this is what is incident ray. And we know that incident ray is always perpendicular to the wavefront. Yes or no? Yes. That means the total angle is 90 degrees. This total angle is 90 degrees. And already this angle is total angle is 90 degrees. This much angle is I. Then what is the remaining angle, Anna? This remaining angle will be 90 minus I. Are you getting? This angles only we should get. Okay. Then if we get that angles, then it will be easy. Geometry, Anna. All. Now one more same as it is here. This is the normal. This is the normal to this surface. This total angle is 90 degrees. This total angle is 90 degrees. And this angle is 90 minus I. Then what is the remaining angle, Anna? This remaining angle should be 90 degrees. Correct? Yes. This total is 90. 90 minus I. Then this should be I. That means angle BAA dash is BAB dash is angle I. Okay. Now we should show that this I and this R should be equal. Okay. Now what is the concept? See here, we are having two triangles. First triangle is ABB dash triangle. ABB dash triangle. I am having rectangle. Okay. Right angle triangle. And one more triangle I am having A dash B dash. A B dash B dash. This triangle. Now see these two triangles. Angle B, angle A, both are 90 degrees. No? Yes. Angle B, angle A, both are 90 degrees. Okay. And for these both the triangles, there is a common base. That is AB. AB dash. Common base is there. AB dash. Okay. Base is common, and these angles are equal. Clear? Let's see. This is a wavefront. This length, and this is also the same wavefront. This length should be same. Clear? And one more point, B to B dash is the distance traveled by the wavefront rectangle, that is CT, and A to A dash is the distance traveled by the reflected portion of the wavefront, that is CT. That means this distance also same. That means from these all the points we can say these two triangles are congruent triangles. So if these two triangles are congruent, then this opposite, these two angles should be equal. These lines angles should be R. Yes. This proves the first law of reflection. Any difficulty? You should draw the diagram as it is, and whatever I have explained, no, you should explain in words. Then they will give 3 marks. Very important point. Question is important. Clear? Okay. This is proves angle of incident equal to angle of reflection. Next, second property what? Incident ray, reflected ray, and normal all lies in same plane. Okay. Now see, wavefront whatever I am making, the wavefront is perpendicular to the board. Then how to draw the incident ray for this? It should be like this. Means this chalk piece is in the plane of the board. Clear? And reflected ray also perpendicular to the board. Then reflected ray is also in the plane of the board. And one more, the plane surface is also perpendicular to the board. Then this chalk piece is in the plane of the board. Clear? That means because incident wavefront, reflected wavefront, and plane surface all are perpendicular to the board, then incident rays, reflected rays, normals should lie in the plane of the board. So this proves second property, second law of reflection. Hence, law of reflections can be proved by using Huygens wave theory. Clear? Okay? Yeah. So, any doubt, Nana, in this topic? Fast. And this is there in your subjective material. Already I have shared that subjective material in your WhatsApp group, Nana. Day before yesterday, I think so. Yes. You should read that. And this is your homework today. 3 marks, important question it is. Shall I go to next topic? Waiting for your response. Yes, sir. Good. Now, second, let us prove law of refraction. Law of reflection. Let us Law of reflection, not refraction. No. Refraction. Same on the basis of Huygens wave theory. Okay, what is refraction first? Let us revise that concept. Refraction is nothing but, let us suppose there is one surface which separates the medium. Okay, this is medium 1, medium 2. Let us imagine this is denser medium and this is a rarer medium. Then when a ray of light incident on this boundary separating the two media, then it will make some angle of incident I with a normal. Then it will enter into the second medium. While it is entering into second medium, it will deviate from its original path. How it will deviate depends upon the refractive index of the medium. No? Yes. Then it will make some angle with the normal in the denser medium. That angle we call it as angle of refraction. And according to first law of refraction, first law says that incident ray, refracted ray, normal all lies in same plane. Second law is refractive index of first medium, refractive index of second medium, let us call. Okay, n1 into sine of angle of incident is equal to n2 into sine of angle of refraction. This is Snell's law. That means always sine I by sine r. Sine I by sine r is nothing but n2 by n1. This is always constant. This is we call it as Snell's law, and we have to prove these two by using Huygens wave theory. That is our concept now. Okay? Yeah. So let us prove this. Let us prove this. Okay? Yes. Now, again say first let us consider one surface which is separating the both the mediums. Okay? Yes. So this is the surface which I am considering. Okay? XY is the surface which I am considering here. Okay? Yeah. So this XY surface, it is separating this medium from the A. This is rarer medium you consider, and this is denser medium you consider. Okay? And if you want this refractive index is N, visible no? This refractive index is N2. N1, N2 refractive indexes. That is suppose. Okay. Now let us insert one wavefront obliquely on this. Okay. Let us imagine wavefront is coming like this. Wavefront is coming like this. See first this boundary is perpendicular to the plane of the board I am taking. Boundary which is separating this medium is perpendicular to the board of the plane. Okay. Now I am insert one. Let us insert one wavefront obliquely on this. Okay. Yes. Yeah. See. Like this. Let us instant one wavefront. AB is the wavefront which is incident. Then rays of light for this will be like this. No, this is incident ray, and this is also one more ray I am taking. This is also incident ray. Correct? Yes. And you know this angle is 90 degrees. Okay? And this angle is also 90 degrees. Clear? Yes. Now if you draw here, this is a wavefront is area. Here, if you draw a normal, this will be the angle of incident. Correct? Yes. Now what happens? Ray has to refract. It has to enter into second medium, not reflecting. Enter into second medium. Okay. So this wavefront it is incident here like this. So first point A is interacting with this medium, whereas point B still it has to travel some distance. It has to travel some distance to incident on this boundary surface. So how much distance it will travel? Let us imagine this rays of light are traveling at the speed of light. Then in a time of t, it will travel a distance of ct. It has to travel a distance of ct to enter into this medium. Clear? Yes. So here it is traveling with a distance of ct. Otherwise, let us imagine in the medium of n1, the velocity of wavefront is v1. Then it has to travel a distance of v1t. Correct? Yes. v1t. Hence it has to travel. Clear? Yes. Now, when this point B of the wavefront travels a distance of v1t, then what happens to point B? This point A? Point A also travels some distance. Okay? When point B travels some distance, point A also will travel some distance. But here, this refracted ray, this is the normal. Refracted ray, instead of going like this, it will bend away from the normal, you know. Okay? And you know that because this is a denser medium, it will travel with less speed of light in a medium, denser medium. No? So due to that, this wavefront travels in a time of t, it will travel a distance of v to t. Correct? Yes. Let us suppose this has traveled a distance of v to here. Okay? So from this point, if you draw one wavefront here like this, then this wavelet from this point, you take this will be the refracted wavefront. Okay? Yes. This will be the refracted. Okay? So B dash, A dash, and A. Okay? And ray is very like this. And this ray with the normal here, it will bend towards the normal like this. These two rays should be parallel. Okay? Yes. Yes. Clear? So these are the incident rays for this incident wavefront, and these are the refracted rays for this refracted wavefront. Clear? Yes. You know that this distance over v to t. Yes, we can take. This is the v to t. Correct? Yes. This has to travel a distance of v to t because in a time of t it will travel a distance of v to t. The distance traveled distance of v to t. Here only I write v to t distance we will travel. Okay? Yes. Now, and one more point, important point, we know that this angle, this is the refracted ray, this is the normal. This angle we call as angle of refraction. Correct? Yes. This angle we call it as angle of refraction. Okay? Or else this angle we call it as angle of refraction. Correct? Yes. This is also angle of refraction. This is the normal. This is refracted ray. This is the normal. This is the refracted ray. This is also angle of refraction. This is also angle of incident. If you want, you can take. Okay? It is not required. I am not taking. Okay. Next, one more important point is here. This is what refract. This is a refracted wavefront. This is a wavefront. This is what ray of light for that wavefront. And we know that angle between these two. How much there? Angle between these two is 90 degrees always. Correct? Yes. So this angle should be 90 degrees. That means if this is R, then this angle how much na? This angle should be 90 minus R. Correct? Yes. This angle is 90 because this is the wavefront and this is the refracted ray. This should be perpendicular. Yes. This is the wavefront and this is the ray. So this angle should be 90 degrees. And we know this is the normal. Okay? So this is 90 degrees. Means this is R, this should be 90 minus R. And we know one more point that this is the normal and this is the surface. So angle between this surface and normal is 90 degrees again. Angle between this surface and normal is 90 degrees again. So this total angle is 90 degrees. This is 90 minus R means what will be this angle? R. This angle should be R. Okay? Are you getting this? Playing with this ray diagrams enough. Okay? So what I am getting, this total angle is 90 degrees. This is 90 minus R I got. Then this will be R. Yes. Why this is 90 minus R, sir? This is wavefront. This is the ray of light. These two angles is 90 degrees. And this is the angle of reflection. R means this angle should be 90 minus R. And again this is 90 degrees. This is 90 minus R means this should be R. Clear? Getting no? Yeah. So one angle I got. Now in this triangle, one more. See here. This is angle of incident I. Okay? Yeah. So you say, see this point. This is normal. See this point. How much angle? 90 degrees. Because this is a wavefront and this is a ray of light. 90 degrees angle between these two 90 degrees angle. This is I means this should be how much? 90 minus I. Correct? Yes. Okay, Anna? Yes. This is 90 minus I. Okay. Now, Again this is perpendicular. Again this is perpendicular. This 90 minus I means this is I. Okay. This is I. Are you getting what I am taking? Clear? Yes. This is I. Okay. Now, did you got this point? This is a wavefront. This total is 90 degrees. This is I. This should be 90 minus I. Okay. Again, this total is 90 degrees. This is 90 minus I. This should be I. Okay. Now, I am taking a triangle of A B B dash. Triangle A B B dash. This triangle C. A B B dash. Okay, so take sine angle from this. Sine of angle of incident is what? Okay, now in this triangle, right angle is here. Okay, this is a perpendicular side for this angle. For this angle, perpendicular side is B dash, and hypotenuse is AB. Hypotenuse what na? AB dash is hypotenuse. This AB is adjacent side for this triangle. Right angle is here. For this is adjacent side. This is opposite side. This is hypotenuse. We know sin I is equal to opposite side. Opposite side is how much? V1t upon hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is AB dash. I am taking AB dash. Equation number 1 you take. Clear? Next, one more triangle is there. Triangle A B A dash. A B A dash. I am taking triangle A. This is B dash. No, this is B dash A dash. This triangle and this is also again right angle triangle. Right angle is here. Right angle is here because this is a wavefront. This is a refracted ray. Yes, this is a 90 degrees. Okay. For this angle, opposite side is this. Adjacent side is this. And hypotenuse is this angle. For this triangle A B dash A dash. For angle or opposite side is A dash. Adjacent side is A dash B dash. And hypotenuse is A B dash. Clear? So I am taking sine of R. Sine of angle of R. Sine R is opposite side. Opposite side is this. How much distance is this traveling? V2t. So I am taking V2t upon hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is again same for this. That is AB dash. AB dash. This is equation number 2. Okay. Now take the ratio of these two. Sin I by sin R. What you will get? Sin I by sin R you will get V1t by AB upon V2t by AB. AB dash, AB dash, correct? Yes. So AB dash, AB dash cancel. T cancel. What you are getting? You are getting V1 by V2. And you know that V1 by V2 is a ratio, constant ratio. You will get fixed value. No? Yes. So we can say sin I by sin R. Sin I by sin R is equal to V1 by V2 is equal to constant. So this is Snell's law. Still, if you want more elaborately, N1 sin I is equal to N2 sin R, then we have to prove further also. See here we know that refractive index is C by E. Correct? Yes. Then N1 by N2 is equal to C by V1 is to C by V2. Correct? Yes. So C cancel. We get N1 by N2 will be V2 by V1. Correct? V2 will go up. Yes. V2 by V1. Then what is V1 by V2 now? V1 by V2 will be nothing but N2 by N1. Substitute here. You will get sin I by sin R is equal to V1 by V2. V1 by V2 is nothing but N2 by N1. N2 by N1. Yes, cross multiply them. What you are getting? N1 sin I. N1 sin I is equal to N2 sin R. Yes. This is Snell's law. Yes, we have proved that when a wavefront incident on a surface which is separating the two media, then it will refract by satisfying law of refraction. First law is satisfied, second law is satisfied. This is second law. What is first law? Incident ray, refracted ray, normal, all lies in same plane. Yes, see, because this boundary surface is perpendicular, normal should be along the plane of the board. Next, incident wavefront is perpendicular to the board. Incident ray is along the plane of the board. Next, refracted ray is perpendicular to the board. So refracted ray also along the plane of the board like this. So all incident ray, refracted ray, normal lies in same plane because incident wavefront, refracted wavefront, plane surface, this surface all are perpendicular to the plane of the paper. So this incident rays, reflected rays and normal should be in a plane of the paper. Okay? Yes, this proves two laws of refraction. Understood? Okay? Very important. More frequently they are asking this only for 3 marks. Very important. How many will you want? That many, infinity number of. CBSE students, if you are there, for you also it is very important. If you want to check previous year all question paper, every year this question or previous question, repeatedly, any one question they are asking. That means 2 questions you should have. Not by hatting. If you by hand, after one day definitely you will forget. What you should do is, you should understand this concept. That is a main important point here. If once you will understand the concept, then it will be easy. Okay? It is there in your material, Nana. If you want, you copy how you are understanding here. Same as you copy in your paper. If you want, I'll wait for some time. Fast, make it fast. Okay? Completed, sir. Yes, good. So I am going to drop this one. Okay? However, it is there in your material. No problem. Very important, very important. Angles you have to identify. Which are the angles? Once you will identify the angles, no, then it will become easy for you. It is very easy topic if you identify. If you are good in geometry, then it will be very easy for you. If you are good in geometry, then it will be very easy for you. Okay? Yes. Now, next one more topic about convergent beam of light, divergent beam of light, plane beam of light, wavefront, how they will be, let us see. Okay? Yeah. So, let us imagine if there is a plane wavefront is plane like this. If there is a plane wavefront, then how to draw the rays of light for this? Let us imagine this is moving like this. The rays of light should be perpendicular to this surface. Rays of light should be perpendicular to this surface. These are the rays of light for plane surface. Okay? Now, let us suppose there is a convergent wavefront are there. Wavefronts are converging like this. Wavefronts are converging like this. That means if you want to draw a wavefront rays of light for this, the rays of light should be like this. These are the rays of light. So this indicates convergent. This indicates convergent wavefront. This is converging. This wavefront is converging because these rays are converging. For diverging wavefront, this is diverging wavefront. Okay? Are you understanding? If wavefront is spreading out, that indicates it is diverging wavefront. If wavefront is converges like this, that indicates it is convergent wavefront. Important one. Somewhere it will be useful for us. Remember how convergent, divergent wavefront will be and how convergent wavefront will be. Okay. Yes. Next, one important point I am going to discuss here is diagrams are very important. They have asked in previous years also. In JEE also they have asked. Okay. So point is, let us imagine there is one plane wavefront. AB plane wavefront is there. It is moving like this. Okay. Now, in the path of this wavefront AB, in the path of wavefront AB, they have kept one concave mirror. One concave mirror they have kept. Okay. So what will happen? This wavefront AB, it will reflect from this mirror and it will come back. No. Yes. How after reflection, how this wavefront appears to be? Four options there will be. Option 1, it should be plain like this. Option 2, it will be like this. Option 3, it will be like this. Option 4, it will be like this. Which is correct answer? Okay? Like this they will ask. So what is the concept to understand this? See here, when this plane wavefront is moving, first which parts will reflect now? First this part and this part will reflect. Okay? Yes. So when this plane wavefront is incident here like this. When this plane wavefront incident here, first these two outer edges will reflect. Yes or no? Yes, definitely. But this middle portion, still it has to travel some more extra distance to reflect from this mirror. That means first these two will reflect while reflecting back will reflect, whereas first these two will reflect, whereas this portion somewhat later it will reflect. So that's why after reflection it will become like this. This is the answer. Okay? So answer should be this. Did you understand the concept? What I am showing here. So when plane wavefront is traveling like this along this mirror, so after reflection, what will be the shape of the wavefront? Simple idea. First, which part will reflect? First, these two parts will reflect. So this should be somewhat different. So this is the answer. Next, same wavefront. If it is reflecting from convex mirror, if it reflects from convex mirror, how it will appear? It is moving like this. After reflection, how it will appear? So first, which part will reflect? First, middle part will touch the mirror. So middle part first reflect, and then later these parts will reflect later. That means reflected wavefront will become like this. If you want with ray diagrams, rays, they will converge at one particular point. So yes, it is convergent wavefront it is. Are you getting? Just now I have discussed. Here also see, if you discuss with rays, they will reflect such that they are reflecting from one fixed point. That means it should be divergent wavefront like this. Yes, whatever I have explained, it is perfect. Are you understanding what I am saying? So, if a plane wavefront reflects from a concave mirror, it will be convergent beam. Whereas plane wave reflect from a convex mirror, it will be divergent wavefront. It will spread out outside. Point is important. So here it is the answer, here it is the answer. Okay? Next. So now I will ask about lens. Try to solve with the lens. Okay? Yeah. So